Have you ever wondered what the instruction manual for a human being looks like? In the year 2003, humanity finished reading it for the first time. This monumental achievement was the Human Genome Project, one of the most ambitious scientific endeavors ever undertaken. It was a journey to map every single gene in human DNA, a quest to understand the very code that makes us who we are. Think of it as creating the ultimate biological blueprint for humanity. This wasn't just a scientific curiosity. It was a revolution that would change medicine, biology, and our understanding of ourselves forever. So, how did we do it? And what have we learned from this incredible map of life? Let's dive into the story of the Human Genome Project. The idea first sparked in the 1980s. Scientists dreamed of a complete, detailed map of our genetic material. It sounded like science fiction, but by 1990, the dream became a reality. The Human Genome Project officially launched as a massive international collaboration, primarily led by the United States, but with contributions from the UK, France, Germany, Japan, China, and many others. It was a global team effort. The goal was massive: to sequence all 3 billion letters, or base pairs, in the human genome. Imagine trying to read 3 billion letters without any mistakes, and you get a sense of the scale. The project was originally scheduled to take 15 years. Along the way, scientists faced immense challenges. The technology was new and had to be constantly improved. There was even a race between the public consortium and a private company, which spurred innovation and accelerated the timeline. In the end, this friendly competition pushed everyone to work faster and smarter, culminating in a joint announcement of the first draft in 2000 and the complete sequence in 2003, 2 years ahead of schedule. So, what exactly is a genome, and how do you sequence it? Let's break it down. Inside almost every cell in your body, there's a nucleus. Inside the nucleus are chromosomes, which are tightly coiled strands of DNA. Your genome is the complete set of this DNA, your entire genetic inheritance. Think of DNA as a long, twisted ladder. The rungs of the ladder are made of 4 chemical bases: adenine, guanine, cytosine, and thymine, or a G, C, and T. The specific order of these 3 billion letters is what makes you unique. This sequence contains all the instructions for building and operating a human being. The process of sequencing is essentially reading this order of A's, G's, C's, and T's. In the early days, scientists would cut the long DNA strand into smaller, manageable fragments. They would then use machines to read the sequence of letters in each fragment. The real puzzle was figuring out how to put all these short fragments back together in the correct order to reconstruct the entire 3 billion letter sequence. It was like taking 1,000 copies of a giant encyclopedia, shredding them all, and then trying to piece one complete copy back together. Powerful computers and clever algorithms were absolutely essential to solving this enormous puzzle. The completion of the Human Genome Project wasn't just a finish line. It was the starting pistol for a new era in medicine and science. Its impact has been profound and continues to grow. Before the project, finding a single gene responsible for a disease could take years, even decades. Now, researchers can pinpoint genetic culprits for diseases like cystic fibrosis, Huntington's disease, and certain types of cancer much more quickly. This has supercharged our ability to diagnose genetic disorders, often before symptoms even appear. More excitingly, it has paved the way for personalized medicine. Instead of a one-size-fits-all approach, doctors can now look at your specific genetic makeup to predict your risk for certain illnesses and choose the treatments that are most likely to work for you. For example, some cancer therapies are now designed to target specific genetic mutations found in a patient's tumor, making treatment more effective with fewer side effects. We've also gained incredible insights into human evolution and how we related to other species by comparing our genome to theirs. The project gave us a powerful new lens through which to view all of biology. Of course, with great power comes great responsibility. Reading our own genetic code opened a Pandora's box of ethical, legal, and social questions. Who should have access to your genetic information? Your employer, your insurance company. Could this information be used to discriminate against people? These were not just hypothetical questions. From the very beginning, the project dedicated a portion of its budget to studying these implications. This led to important legislation, like the Genetic Information Non-Discrimination Act, or GINI in the United States, which makes it illegal for health insurers and employers to use genetic information in their decisions. Another major debate revolves around genetic privacy. How do we keep this deeply personal data secure? There are also questions about genetic testing itself. What does it mean to know you have a gene that increases your risk for a disease with no cure? How does that knowledge affect a person's life and mental well-being? These are complex issues that society is still grappling with today, and the conversations are more important than ever as genetic technology becomes more common and accessible. So, what does the future hold? The Human Genome Project was just the beginning. The field of genomics is exploding. The cost of sequencing a human genome has plummeted from billions of dollars to just a few hundred. This means that soon, having your genome sequenced could be a routine part of your medical care. This will unlock even more possibilities for personalized medicine, from tailor-made diets to preventative plans based on your unique genetic risks. Scientists are now studying the genomes of millions of people to understand the complex interplay of genes and environment in common diseases like diabetes and heart disease. Beyond medicine, genomics is transforming fields like agriculture, where we can breed more resilient and nutritious crops, and forensics, where DNA evidence has become a cornerstone of criminal justice. We're even using genomics to understand and protect endangered species. The instruction manual we finished reading in 2003 is now a book we're constantly rereading, annotating, and using to write a healthier, more sustainable future for humanity. The journey into our own code has only just begun. Thank you so much for joining me on this exploration of the Human Genome Project. If you found this fascinating, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into science and technology. See you in the next one. Have you ever wondered what makes you, you? Why you have your mother's eyes or your father's laugh? The answer lies in a remarkable biological map, a code that contains the complete set of instructions for building and maintaining a human being. Unlocking this code was the goal of one of the most ambitious scientific undertakings in history, the Human Genome Project. Let's journey back to the very beginning of this monumental quest. The story starts in 1990. Imagine a time before we could instantly share data across the globe. Scientists from the United States, the United Kingdom, France, Germany, Japan, and China embarked on a collaborative mission that seemed almost impossible. Their goal: to read, letter by letter, the entire sequence of human DNA and identify all of our genes. This wasn't just about reading a book. It was about transcribing a library of over 3 billion letters, a task that would require groundbreaking technology and unprecedented international cooperation. The project was a race against time, a marathon of discovery filled with technological hurdles and fierce competition. For 13 years, researchers worked tirelessly, developing new methods, overcoming computational challenges, and piecing together the puzzle of our genetic blueprint. It was a testament to human curiosity and our relentless drive to understand ourselves. So, what exactly is a genome? Think of it like a massive encyclopedia of life written in a 4-letter alphabet: A, C, G, and T. These letters represent the chemical bases that make up our DNA. The entire encyclopedia, containing all the volumes and chapters, is the genome. Each of us has a unique copy. The process of sequencing is essentially reading this encyclopedia from start to finish. Scientists had to take the long strands of DNA, chop them into smaller, manageable pieces, read the sequence of letters in each piece, and then use powerful computers to put them all back in the correct order. It's like reassembling a shredded document that's thousands of miles long. The final result, announced in 2003, was the first complete reading of a human's genetic instruction manual. It was a moment that fundamentally changed our understanding of biology. The completion of the Human Genome Project wasn't just a scientific achievement. It was the dawn of a new era in medicine. Its impact has been profound and continues to grow every single day. One of the most exciting fields to emerge is personalized medicine. Before, medicine was often a one-size-fits-all approach. But now, by understanding a patient's unique genetic makeup, doctors can tailor treatment specifically for them. For example, some cancer therapies are now designed to target the specific genetic mutations driving a tumor, making them far more effective and with fewer side effects. This genetic insight has also revolutionized our understanding of inherited diseases. We can now identify the specific genes responsible for conditions like cystic fibrosis, Huntington's disease, and sickle cell anemia. This allows for earlier diagnosis, better risk assessment for families, and opens the door to developing targeted gene therapies that could one day offer a cure. The project also accelerated drug discovery, helping researchers identify new targets for medications and predict how an individual might respond to a certain drug, minimizing trial and error. It has truly transformed the medical landscape from reactive to predictive and personalized. Of course, with great power comes great responsibility. The ability to read our own genetic code raised a host of complex ethical, legal, and social questions that we are still navigating today. Who should have access to this deeply personal information? Could genetic data be used by employers or insurance companies to discriminate against people? How do we ensure privacy and consent when entire family histories can be inferred from one person's DNA? The project organizers foresaw these challenges and dedicated a significant portion of their budget to studying these implications. This led to important legislation, like the Genetic Information Non-Discrimination Act in the United States, which prohibits discrimination based on genetic information. But the conversation is far from over. As consumer genetic testing becomes more popular, questions about data ownership, security, and the potential for misuse remain at the forefront. It's a continuous dialogue that society must have to ensure this powerful knowledge is used for good, respecting individual rights, and promoting equity. So, what does the future hold? The Human Genome Project was just the beginning. We've entered the age of genomics, and the pace of discovery is accelerating. The cost of sequencing a genome has plummeted from billions of dollars to just a few hundred, making it accessible for routine medical care and large-scale research. Scientists are now studying the genomes of millions of people to uncover the complex genetic roots of common diseases like diabetes, heart disease, and Alzheimer's. We're also exploring the microbiome, the vast community of microbes living in and on our bodies, and how their genes interact with our own to influence health. The potential is breathtaking. Imagine a future where diseases are predicted at birth, where treatments are perfectly matched to your body, and where we can even edit genes to correct devastating hereditary disorders. The Human Genome Project gave us the map. Now, we are learning to navigate it, charting a course toward a healthier future for all of humanity. The journey from a single idea to a complete map of our own biology is one of the greatest stories of modern science. It's a story of collaboration, innovation, and the endless quest for knowledge. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this journey as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into science, and share your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time.